Good morning, my friends. Hello, hello. I'm going to hang for just a second, let people jump on. I thought we could pull some cards this morning. Just put a link in here for you. Oops. Hello, hello, those that are jumping on. There we go. Put that link in there for you. I got one more link I want to put in here. Actually, two. Got a couple fun things happening. Good morning, good morning. Here's another link. And then one more. We got some good stuff coming up this month. All right, here we go. I don't think you guys can see the links on some of them until I'm off, but at least they're posted. Good morning, good morning. So happy Friday, everybody. It is like spring weather here. It's so weird. So we're in February and it is Groundhog Day and he did not see his shadow. And so it is, that means early spring. And I was like, no shit, we've been in spring for a week. I am sure we will get snow and stuff again and rain and all that good stuff. But sure has been nice to be able to go out for really long walks and it's 50 degrees out. That is not normal for February. I keep feeling like, we kind of deserve it after last year. We had such a tough year last year for winter time. So this is nice. I know the farmers don't think it's nice because we need some water for them, but it is nice just day to day and being able to drive. Good morning, everyone. Now I see y'all popping on. I thought we would pull some cards today. Good morning, Okay, so just a couple reminders of what's going on. I have my Sedona clearings up and ready for grabbing one. I head to Sedona February 22nd. I cannot wait. I'll be there for a couple weeks between Sedona and Palm Springs. I have a bunch of different retreats and VIP groups that I am working with out there. So that's going to be super fun. And I do Sedona clearings. I do remote body clearings or home clearings for people when I'm out there. And I love them. I love doing them. I always have a nice big stack of them so that when I'm out hiking and I come to a magic spot, I can do some clearing. You get a report on that once I get home. And I love them. I think they're amazing. They're very helpful for people if you're feeling a little stuck. If you're someone that tends to take on energy, you got some stuff going on with your body and things like that, they can be incredibly helpful to get things moving. Okay. I also put a little Chinese New Year bundle together. Again, I had several requests for that. I have seen people are grabbing them, which is great. I put a really cool meditation came through for that this year. I try to keep my meditations about 15 minutes or less. This one's a little bit longer. And I think it turned out to be maybe like 27 minutes, so like a half an hour. So it is a little bit longer, but I really love it. It turned out really cool and it brought in some of that fire energy and that dragon energy. So the bundle has a full meditation. It also has a couple different PDFs that will help you get both yourself and your home ready for the Chinese New Year, which is when the energy of the year shifts. So a lot of people, you might be feeling it already this week. It is next weekend on the 10th, so you have some time. It's a good time to clean the house and declutter, clean your fridge, get some oranges in the house. Closer next week, I'll do a live and kind of go over some fun little fun things you can do with your family on the Chinese New Year. If you're on my email list, it did go out, I think, this morning. So you'll already have the list, but I'll do it live too. Good morning. And because it's February, I always like to call it Fearless February and give you a little push in whatever direction you need to go. And I thought we would do my Fearless Spirit cards this morning. They're one of my, I love all my decks. I always say they're one of my favorite, but they're all my favorite. But I do like this one when people ask for an Oracle deck. When people ask for an Oracle deck, this is the one that I often will guide them to because, number one, I think it's gorgeous. Angela created a really beautiful thing. And I really think it reminds you to be fearless. And fearless isn't necessarily that you don't have any fear. It's that your desire or what you want that more than you're scared of it. I do things and I'm afraid all the time. All the time. I'm kind of a fearless or fear. I'm kind of afraid of a lot of things and I do things anyways. Kind of that fuck it, do it anyways thing. I'm kind of that girl. But I still have fear around a lot of things, but I also don't want to live my life that way. So there are some things that I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And that's just a hard no. And that's okay too. And there's some things where I'm like, I just need to say yes to this because I need to either learn how to do it. I need to get more comfortable doing it. I will miss out if I don't do it. Like I'm walking the Camino in September, which is this pilgrimage walk. And it's a long way. It's a lot of miles. And I'm like kind of a chunky girl. And so training for it has not been the easiest for me. I can do some hikes like during the day. That's great. I'll go to Sedona and do a hike and then I rest for a day or two. So I'm getting used to hiking every day, much, much farther than I'm used to. And it's an international trip. And so sitting on a plane for 7 or 8 hours, I'm like, I think that's my worst fear of it all. But if I don't do the plane ride, I can't do Spain. And I'm definitely not going to miss out on Spain. So I got to figure out how to do the plane ride. So I still have fear around it, but I'm doing it anyways. Does that make sense? So sometimes you just have to be uncomfortable. And a lot of us don't really like to be uncomfortable. I don't. But I do. I have noticed over the last several years that there's a lot of things that if I would have let myself do the fear piece, man, I would have lost out on some things. And that part would have been really sad. You know, I went on a big trip last year and I went all across Montana and I went to 3 different national parks. And, you know, just driving across some of those parks is intimidating. Like the going to the Sun Road in Glacier is terrifying to me. It's not that bad once you do it, but when you're in the midst of it and you're like, and I was all by myself and I was like, oh my God, it was the first time it was open for the year. I was there on the first day it was open for the year. And so I was still kind of afraid of the ice and stuff like that, which there wasn't any that day. It was gorgeous. But I remember I got down and I went to the restaurant because I was eating lunch or supper, one of the two. And I ordered a beer and I just sat there. Oh, I did it. And the lady, she was funny. She goes, you just did the road, didn't you? I'm like, I did all by myself. And she was like cheerleading me and stuff. And she goes, okay, but it really wasn't that bad, was it? And I'm like, nope, still was bad. I think it was bad. I would do it again, but I don't really want to. And she just laughed because it was beautiful. It was gorgeous, like so amazing. You need to drive it a few different times to really take it in. But my goal was to get through it. You know, so sometimes you got to do things scared. You just do. All right. Let me see who's all on. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Miss Michelle. Thank you. I showered and everything for you today. Good morning. All right. So let's pick some cards. Okay. Let's pick some cards. So I want you all to first, before you pick a card, first, I want you to just put your hand on your heart. Just put your hand on your heart and take a breath. Take yourself up to the light. My friend Cindy always says, plug yourself into the light, which I like. Bring yourself into the earth. Plug into that Mother Earth energy. Take yourself, get grounded. And then make your energy nice and big. Make it as big as the universe. No limits. And then I want you just to ask, which card is for you today? 1, 2, or 3? And see what number comes to you within 3 seconds. That's your intuition. What's your intuition say? 1, 2, or 3? And then put it in the comments. Card 1, 2, or 3. Throw that up in the comments. And then I will pick. Oh, we got a lot of 2s right off the bat. And if you're watching the replay, you can still do this. Boy, I wonder what card number 2 is. There's a lot of 2s today. And this deck is available for sale. I put it up in the comments. You can do $25, $4 shipping. All right. Okay. Let's pick some cards. All right. So we'll do card number 1. All right. These are good cards. Okay. Card number 1. If you picked card number 1, Michelle says it's an amazing deck. She loves it. All right, card number 1. And honestly, all these cards can be for you. If you didn't want to just pick one card, you can take them all in. That's okay. Oracle cards are fun, and affirmation cards, there's not a lot of rules around them. At least for me, there isn't. Okay, so card number 1. My body is a fearless temple. So think about that. So if you think about what fears you have, and I think a lot of this has come up for people the last couple of years with COVID and all that kind of stuff. A lot of my clients, I have found the last couple of years, they kind of stay home a lot more because they have this fear that their body can't take care of them, and getting sick and all that kind of stuff. And so what you want to do is work as much as you can on your immune system. Are you getting outside? Are you taking your vitamins? Are you doing your supplements? Are you drinking water? Are you, there's a great meme that's so funny where this woman's like, I've just been so tired lately and just wore down. And the other person is like, oh, did you go for a walk today? No. Did you drink your water today? No. Did you go outside today? No. Did you eat well? No. Did you get enough sleep? No. Like, it was just like, no, on all the self-care pieces. And that's really tough if you're not going to care for yourself. And so this one is a reminder that your body is a fearless temple. Okay. Your body can do way more than you think it can. Way more than you think it can. And that's one of the things when I'm out walking, I can go a lot farther than I think I can. A lot farther. And so you got to remind yourself that your body's a lot stronger than you give it credit for. Okay. All right. Number 2. I love this one. I can see why it's so popular. So the number 2, people, I want you to think about where you're not doing this, and feel free to share in the comments if you want to. You don't have to, but I am fearlessly open to receive. I would say open to receive and allow. What are you not letting yourself receive? Could be help. Maybe you need some help. Maybe you need some support. Maybe you need some ideas. Maybe you need some solutions. Maybe you're being really stubborn on something. What do you need some help? I am open to receive. Ooh, Michelle, that's great. So she needs to be, so she wants to write a book. So she needs to be open for the information to come to her and through her. Okay. I am fearlessly open to receive. I think it's really hard. I think a lot of people are great givers and I think they suck at receiving, which I always think is funny to say, but it's true. I was a terrible receiver. I'm really good at giving. I enjoy giving. It's one of the things I love to do. But what I was doing was over giving, and I was giving to the point that it was sacrificing things about me. Like, it was sacrificing my own mental health. It was sacrificing my own finances. It was sacrificing my own family. And so learning to be a good giver and a good receiver, there's a lot of layers to that, because maybe you're an overgiver and then it becomes an issue because you're giving too much. And it could be an energy thing. Maybe you're overgiving so much energy and you're not keeping it enough for yourself. I have a lot of women that I'm like, what do you don't have the energy to take care of, 18 different people. Like, you don't even have the energy within yourself at the moment to take care of yourself. You got to let those people grow up and take care of themselves a little bit. And so really think about when you are being fearlessly open to receive, what do you need to receive? What are you giving too much of? A lot of times it's yourself. Okay. And then our number 3s, let me know if these are hitting you. Number 3 is, I like this one too, I say this all the time, is today I will be fearless one step at a time. I would say that, one step at a time. And a lot of times baby steps can move mountains. You just got to do one little thing. And I just read something or listened to something. Where did I listen to it? I think I listened to it. And the guy was talking about when you're overwhelmed or you're anxious or there's just so much that you need to do, things like that. He's like, your baby step needs to be put into baby steps. And so I'm trying to think of an example. So let's say you need to go to the doctor and you don't want to go to the doctor and you need to go. And so your first baby step would be to call the doctor. But to break that down into another baby step is maybe you just look up the place that the doctor's at. Maybe you just look it up. And then maybe you just write the phone number down. That's another baby step. And then maybe the next day is the day that you actually dial the number and you talk to somebody. But you can do baby steps and you can move mountains with that. Maybe it's a pile of mail. I used to get so overwhelmed by mail, like ridiculous. And I remember a friend came over and she's she's like, what the hell is with all of this? Because we just were struggling so much financially. I didn't want to open anything because it was just more bills. And she's like, nah, we're going to sit down and open all this together. And we just opened it. And she goes, you don't have to do anything with it today. We're just going to open it. And then the next time, the next day, then we sorted it. And then the next day, then we made a plan. Like, it was such baby steps. And when you first start doing baby steps, you kind of are like, oh my God, is this really where I'm at? Yeah, who cares? Just do the baby steps, because sometimes it's the baby steps. Maybe it's like for the walking piece, a lot of my clients have a lot of struggle with their body. They can't get around the block, but maybe they can walk down their steps, or maybe they can walk down to the driveway. Maybe they can just stand outside. Maybe they can walk to the corner and back. You just got to do some baby steps to get things moving. That moves you through some of that fear piece so you can keep yourself going. Okay, so baby steps. So number 1, body is a fearless temple. Number 2, fearlessly open to receive. Number 3, I will be fearless one step at a time. Okay, how were those for you? Did they make sense for you? I love this deck. I think it's very blunt. It's a blunt deck, but I think it makes sense. I like it. Yeah, Jennifer says that's the spirit of grit, baby steps. I agree. And I'm a leaper. I usually like to leap in and big, just like all or nothing. That's much more my style. And I very much had to learn how to walk through life instead of running and leaping, because my running and leaping, I just would hit the wall. So that did not make sense to me. And so learning how to do baby steps really was a huge game changer for me. Yeah, it is a good deck. Good, Kathy. Good. All right. So there you are. Some Friday fun and some fun fearless cards for you. I also threw the links in for the Sedona clearings, and I threw the link in for the Chinese New Year bundle. So grab those if you are guided. Definitely have some Fearless Spirit cards. I also will be bringing those to the expos that are coming up in the spring here. So you can see them in person and all that good stuff too. Okay. All right, friends, off to work. The sun is coming in, so can you all see my halo? Now I have a halo for the day. There we go. So have a good Friday, and I will talk to you all soon. Don't forget to grab your Chinese New Year bundle and a Sedona clearing. Okay. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. See ya. Have a good day.